What is up, crawler fans, RC enthusiasts, and social media surfers? I'm your boy Josh with Tex Home RC, and today we're taking a quick look at all freaking new stuff. Check them out. All right, on the left, running the 5298 rear steer rears. I call them swoop rears. The old ones were kink style. These are our swoop rears. Look at them. These are the ones for the Evo Light. Check that out. And here are the TRX versions. This is an all new model. This is our TRX Mias based rig. Look at him. Oh my gosh. Comparative to the Evo Light with the LGRP axles. We got +6 hubs on the Evo Light, and we are running zeros on the old TRX. It's quite a bit wider still. This is the shorter link set. So we were on the TRX, we were running the 5284 for the TRX. This is, I don't know, mid 160s, mid to upper 160s. Here we're pretty wide, but then we also have the 98. So for the TRX here, we have the 5284 link set. Look at them, dude. Absolutely gorgeous, bro. Look at them. So the TRX will stretch out with the 98 rears. I will be showing that off. I will be showing off rear steer. I have the rear steer for the TRX Mias axles. I have the rear steer for the LGRP Super 8s. I have the rear steer for the Mofo 44s. And I have the rear steer for Mias SCX24 in aluminum and nylon. I got a special kit for you, so stay tuned on that. We got so many new things to show off, so please stay tuned, dude. So that's all we're going to talk about on the table. Let's put it on the rocks, hanging out with the buddies, driving these two rigs with the homies today. All right, so we had a bit of a rough start. First off, look at the freaking rig. We got our lid popping off. This was a quick assemble. My electronics were just kind of sticking up a little bit too high, and my roof didn't quite fit on. I just had thrown it on there so that we could come play with Craig. Look at him dragging the nuts right over the corner of the rock. Pull it up. Look at him go. Evo Light for the freaking win. So I actually missed like the first 10 minutes of crawling here. My gimbal button didn't work. I don't know what's going on. I didn't have time to really check it, but I figured out it didn't work, and it wasn't starting and stopping. And so anyways, I had to do it just by pushing the phone button. That was great. So once we figured it out, then we just let the camera run. Anyways, I sure do appreciate you guys coming to hang out, bros. I freaking miss you guys. You could tell we're out of practice. Last week I filmed, but it's just I was missing the camera. I was missing the rigs. It just, just like the beginning of this, just out of practice, out of sync. Anyways, so, oh, bros, I'm freaking exhausted. If you couldn't tell, bro, I put in some work. The Evo Light, it didn't get remade or anything. We just got new links because as soon as I made something awesome, guys wanted it for rear steer. And I was like, well, I got these really cool links, but they're not going to really work out. So now you can. So I have two different rears for rear steer. I have a rear steer kit for Mias that is just awesome. We can follow it. Anyways, we got so many things to show off. New listings will be up tomorrow. So definitely check that out. Tomorrow being Monday, President's Day, and you better check it out. Likely I will be doing a President's Day sale. So if you're not part of the Face Group page, you better get on there because that is where I will be. I'll be posting. So you better, it's going to happen. So at some time tomorrow, we are going to be doing a sale, 1-day sale. So we got colors, we got all kind of cool stuff, dude. So I didn't even show off Maximus, bro. Maximus was running last week, and again, I wasn't connected. I wasn't filming. The rig wasn't quite where I wanted it to be. Just didn't have quite enough overdrive in the front. We just weren't pulling enough in the front, and so I wasn't making the tricks that I wanted to make. And anyways, it just a lot of things went into us not being able to show off Maximus. and get any good footy. Oh, also it was raining all the days that I had. Other than that, couldn't put them on the rocks. And anyway, so we shipped them out. Keone swooped them off my table before he was even assembled. Maximus Signature Series purple. Those will be listed absolutely Monday for President's Day. And we will get Maximus Signature Series. We got Big Fletch Blue and Gray coming at you, Signature Series. I also have at least 3 other ready to go that they're just, the parts are printed. I just got to get them freaking clean, dude. Freaking swimming in parts at the moment. We just got to get there. We've done so many new things. My head is about to explode. But we can play in so many different ways, in different configurations, different axles, different lengths, different freaking, now we have the TRX, dude. Oh my gosh, wait till you see that thing. Is awesome. I will be finishing a rear steer as soon as this video is over. We got to make sure. I have not made it yet. I haven't run it, but all the parts, I mean, it should just be a rear steer rig. Everything is in the right place, same place, didn't move it. I mean, it's just going to be working out our bias and things like that. I am working out the knuckles. That's one last thing. I had to make plastic knuckles to compensate and not have such a crazy bias. Anyway, so that is one final thing that actually has to be put on the rocks, and make sure that our knuckles are correct for the way that they do theirs and the spacing that they need. When I had it on the table, it feels like freaking butter, but we got to go put it on the at like over 60 degrees, 70 degrees. It was just still butter. So hopefully that it's correct, and we're just ready to go. Everything will be dropped tomorrow. Again, Monday for President's Day. You can pick up the new TRX. By the way, it's called the Slayer X. Right, Slayer X. And you'll see on the side of the chassis, it's a bit of an X shape, the X-Wing, as it were. So many different names. I could have, made it a name of something that we've had before. At the same time, it's a lot of its own new ideas.
Nice job.
Just like the Evo, it really is an Evo Light 18 scale is really what it is. But the TRX shocks make it completely different. And yeah, it's just its own deal. It is the TRX. It will likely not be able to work with anything else. I don't know if I'll make it able to work with Endura axles. Probably not. Potentially. I did have the stuff before, but I would have to redraw everything. We'll see how it goes. Probably not. It's outside of class for everything, so it's just until you can play with your homies, but as far as like gates and things like that, it's way outside of class, especially when you make it a monster, make it to the big one. You would definitely need a minimum of 8-inch gates to want to run that guy. He's just a freaking beast. The TRX Mias axle is just huge. You could run a narrow wheel, but with where the servo is and the way I want to run the rig, it's basically running as narrow as it can run. So at least with this wheel set, if you had a narrower wheel, you could make it happen. And we may do that actually. For a rear steer, we got to see how bad the elbow is with zeros. So we may be coming up with a wheel solution real fast, especially to run it as the smaller wheelbase like it is now. So by smaller, it's still like 170 millimeters. I forget what it was. I think it was, I don't know. I don't want to say. I don't remember what it was, dude. I've made so many rigs. I've made so many variations. We didn't have time to clarify everything to make this video. But when you just change like from the LGRP to, or from the Mias to the LGRP axles with the same link set, it's not the same length, right? And then the my Mofo axles is a different length, then you put on the TRX and it's like, wow, that's a monster. We're actually in the TRX longer than this, but running a shorter, running only the 84 rear end, not the 98 millimeter rear end. So on this 5298 is the absolute dreams. If the TRX is its own thing, it is amazing, and on some ways it's better. But if you want the absolute utmost performance, this 5298 is the shiznit. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to hear Joe's response. It'll be on ExoCaged here within the next few days. I don't know. I didn't heard when he's dropping the video, but Keone got Maximus, which is a 5298 for the Mofo axles. So if you want to run Signature Series Maximus, he will be coming for Mofo axles only. Big Fletch is coming blue, and he's coming for Mias axles. And then yeah, so anyways, we obviously can make other colors and whatever. It's just I have so many things, I have to make them axle specific kits. So by the way, speaking of kits, the way we are breaking the stuff down now. For now, all of the cool link sets that I have done, at least most of them, will remain to be available for purchase, that you can make any of the cool stuff that has been in a full send, or that, you know, that you've seen on the channel, something like the cantilever rears and things like that you want to run. But from now on, the full sends are axle specific, and then each axle has my favorite link set. That's what it comes with. You know, and it will be built in a certain way. So that's just the way it is. We'll talk about more exactly, but it will be, it's the 5298 link set. I think for the Mofo axles, I will make it available to run either. You could do the 5298 or you could run the 5284 and shorten it up. And you can always add the 63 millimeter front link set to stretch it out even more in the front if you really wanted to, these type of things. But we're just going to very limited, that way I can try to have color, axles, all these different things, and be able to keep up and not go freaking crazy. So there we go, dude. That's what we're doing. That's a lot of stuff going on. It really is insane how much I have done without talking to you guys. I was supposed to talk about all the stuff that I did last week for Eagle Light, and I ran out of time, man. I pushed in. I have customers waiting. I have a minimum of 2 RTRs waiting on the TRX, you know, and so I had to get it done. Now it is done. It is freaking amazing. I am so stoked about how it turned out. It is everything the Prime was and more. It is all Evo Light. It's just a completely different, you know, platform with the TRX. You know, it does not have the breakover angle. The one thing that it will never be good at is the straight up, you know, block 90 ledge pull. You know, I don't, you know, it in the short wheelbase it can happen, but the long wheelbase, you know, I don't think it could ever. Oh no, lost a screw. So LGRP axles. So these are plastic housings, and so I just lost a knuckle screw. Why? Well, I had to put the knuckles on and off and on and off and on and off. I don't know, freaking almost seemed like 10 times. So many times, so much filing and grinding, and oh my gosh, dude. The axles, as of the date that I bought these U-joints, they were absolute trash. Like literally the worst ever. I have never had a more frustrating RC part. More not to be able to get extra, just that it didn't function even close. Right? Like it hit, it caught, it was nasty, bro. And they used, it was like the hardest steel ever. I ruined 3 Dremel bits and a brand new file trying to get these CVDs or these U-joints to work, and as you can see, they're freaking awesome. So they went from, at the time that I had them, the worst RC part and experience that I'd ever had, the worst U-joint on the market, to I don't think you can have a better one, because I love what they did. They just didn't do it all the way, right? They just added a whole bunch of material. They made the centerpiece a lot smaller, so there's less space in the U, but there was now too much material that it didn't fit within itself, and it was binding up just to be able to I mean, it's just the tip of the ear hit inside the U, right? So as it started to try to tip inside of itself, it caught, like it ticked, you know, and there was no, I had to follow the crap out of it before it stopped doing it. So with my experience with the U-joints, and after reaching out and talking to them, they did have a reply, but it was pretty much automated after a few words at the beginning. And then I received the same automated message basically when I responded to that. So I was just asked for a small discount, you know, to rep them and to supply their product in my own, you know, for my own rigs and for my own self, just to rep their product. I'm absolutely worth giving a discount to, you know, and, you know, I have a pretty big influence in the in the deal, right? Got a lot of creators, a lot of people that watch my content are content creators and designers themselves, and so I end up having quite a bit of impact, more than just a few people that it would seem. Oh yeah, 1,000 people watched, yeah, but those people influenced a whole bunch of other people. So anyways, not to brag or boast, but we've been here a while. We earned a little bit of freaking rock cred, as it were, you know what I'm saying? And so people listen. So for right now, I will open Slayer X Slayer X on the rocks. We'll finish up with the LGRP axles. So for now, I will be offering the axle add-on kit for the LGRP housings. However, if I don't get a discount from them to rep their product, I'm not going to rep their freaking product. It's pretty much that simple. So Deluxe Fab has the axles, better axles, U-joints, and so we will get those. Those also come in stock and +4, so we'll just switch over to those. They need a lot less modification, and because there's 3 already, I need to talk to Nick, is what I really want to do. I want 3 of the same housing. That's what I want. So you pretty much don't think that LGRP wants to work with me, because I'm kind of not the nicest when I kind of feel disrespected. I just am a little bit sharp and say things that, really? You're going to say that in business? You're like, yeah, I'm personal. This is my life and this is what I do. And I believe in myself, so if you don't want to come along and don't want to play, then, that's okay. We'll make our own, homie. Instead of come bringing you along, we'll just make you a competitor, bro. And I promise you don't want to compete where we're going. I promise. You ain't got it, homie. So, that's enough talking shit. You know what I'm saying? That's enough. That's enough. We're nice. We're nice guys. We're really nice. But that really did fire me up a little bit. A little frustrating. Their part was it was like actually disrespect, as like how I took it. It was so bad. I literally have never had a worse experience with an RC part. And then to try to fix it just to make it work. You're like, dude, are you freaking kidding me? I could look at, I could get over it if it was a little, it was a little bit, and we, just, wasn't too bad. But, whatever. It was savage. It was, but they worked out. They are awesome. But you can pretty much guarantee I'm just going to work out either with Nick or Mofo or whatever. We're going to come out with freaking our own housings and just run all these other parts. And that's what we're going to do. So just because I want the same housing, I just at least a +4 and a +8 that like that they have. The stock isn't super crucial, but yeah. Probably not, I don't know. Not really, but you're like, well, they have it. It's not hard to make. It's going to be the same exact thing. Not hard to supply it. So to go ahead and give props, much deserved props to LGRP. I do love their housings, right? Their aluminum housings are great and everything, and they're sharp and fancy. But I love their freaking, what do they call them? The injected. They're molded housings. They're freaking awesome, dude. Super duper awesome. I love those things. So, I don't mean to, if you don't want to work with me, then they don't want to work with me. It's all good. No worries. So, but I will be making something. It'll be similar to that. And it will come in a stock A +4 and A +8 for the SCX24. Because I think that would be rad. And you know what we're going to do? It's going to have the shock mounts, or the link mounts, where I run them. It'll be all double shear, exactly the way it's supposed to be. And I will make, this is the most dopest thing you ever seen. It probably won't look anything like, it's going to be all smooth. It's going to be Texoma style, you know what I'm saying? Built-in diff skids, this type of thing, bro. That's the type of housings that I want to make. So it's not really direct competition. Certainly not meant to be scale. We're Poe, right? Poe, lifers, dog. Performance over everything. We want it to freaking look cool as a side effect, right? It's artwork at the end of the day. And it does have to look pretty awesome. But it looks awesome because it performs awesome. And that's pretty much the way it goes. Let's go. Great job, buddy. So I was going to bounce that up. It was just, I'm not doing the best job. We're just tooling around in this thing. Check out the angle we do have out of our Mias axle. Oh, yeah, by the way, our front end is towed in on purpose. That's not an accident. I don't suck at making steering links. I purposely made it that width so that I get the extra steering that's available in the Mia's axle, and you can't go any farther really on the one side, on the inside, because it hits the link screw, and so you cannot go any farther to the inside. But we can turn across the face. You do have to modify. These are the older axles. You had to modify them quite a bit more. But I just started a new set, and it seems all that needs to be modified on the axles themselves to do anything is just the U-joints. Just the tips of the U-joints to be able to clear is what that's what binds up. So you just kind of grind down the tips and kind of put a little bevel on them. You know, you don't want to get too crazy. It doesn't take that much. But yeah, that's all you have to do to make your TRX work well. And then you need a short steering link, and that way you can get all the freaking steering in the world, and it's freaking rad. So it does obviously decrease our torque on our steering because we have to have a longer steering throw, and it needs a longer steering arm. So right here I missed my line. Nope, not the one I thought it was. Not the one I thought it was. Coming up. So we didn't have any flips with the old Evo Light. It was a freaking great time, dude. We did have a couple flips with this guy. He's a little different. It's a little shorter feeling. This would be actually, I think, a great comp setup. It's just out of class, right? It feels much different. It feels, you know, I'm running on 4S. By the way, that boa is the crap. Dude, you gotta freaking see it. So many things, bro. You have to see so many things. It would help if you could see the rig, right, on freaking screen. So this thing in rear steer is going to be amazing, bro. I cannot wait. We're going to build them as a long boy first, and that way we can show off the long rear link set. So expect more videos coming this week. I could probably make 4 videos a week for the next month, you know, and do, you know, pictures and whatever, and not do anything else. Just all day focus on showing everything off, and it would probably still take a month, dude. Like, that's where we're at. That's how I'm sorry that we're that far back on showing things off and doing the builds and whatever. But as soon as we're like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna show this off, I'm gonna, you know, how to build it, and then you make a new link set, and then we kind of, you know, make a choice on how we're going to produce it, or, you know, and then, you know, the information becomes out of date, and so I'm tired of that. But the Evo Light, as this is, you know, done for now. At some point there will be like a new potential, like, you know, we'll roll with, you know, new swoopy links. They'll change shape, or you know, these type of things. I do want to do a new roof for the Evo Light at some point, just to, not to get rid of the one that it has, but to offer something else, you know, more roundy shape potential, like this one. You know, so like with this will also come for the Power Wagon. It's not super cool as this short guy. It doesn't look near as cool, but on this tire, with this tire setup, if you remember the old one that I had on the Prime, this is everything that was, and like another 50% more than that. That was already beyond. I don't know if I showed it off. I think Joe showed it off on his channel. I can't remember, but it was pretty loose at the time, and it wasn't doing awesome. So we fixed all that, dude. It will slam down. It will look like a freaking mini rock pirate, dude. It will look so sick. I cannot wait to show it off, bro. Oh my gosh. So I will be working that body mount out this week, because I have a customer build after the one that I'm about to do tomorrow. I have another one behind that, and he sent me another Atlas body. So I will get that worked out. And I really want to try to make that as easy as possible, that guys can get their cut. Obviously, you see Craig there in the long boy, in the Pro Spec, able to reach up over the top and grab, where I just didn't have the weight up enough to be able to pull through that bite. However, we're not really showing it off on here. Like I said before, we're running 4S, BAM 2200 on crawl gears. And we have obviously the overdrive that come in the axle with underdrive in the rear. So, but on the 4S, dude, it's like you have the perfect break torque, right? You know, just break your stuff torque, dude. Insane. Oh, Craig, slow down, guy. So, but we have break your stuff torque, and it has, you know, snap them up real quick just insane. It's just the perfect balance. This is just like overall like an amazing rig. It reminds me of a mini micro, or a micro mini, I guess. It's not that much smaller, so if you know what a mini is in comps, it reminds me a lot of that. It's more of a tank. Everything, the parts are big, tough, and things like that. It has way more torque than the SCX24, but because it is not a worm gear, we don't have the clearance right behind the axle, or right behind the axle that we do on the Evolite and the SCX24. Super cheaters. So I thought about trying to make alternate mounting points for this axle, but you're just going to run into the drive shaft the way that it comes out. So those are things that you know, would like to fix, but you know, for now it's just the way it is. It's great at a lot of things. It just doesn't pull the block so well. At this one will pull the block, but the long boy certainly won't. But the long boy runs a little more like a little more bellyish, just because of the way that it is. I could have pushed it up a little taller, but because of how heavy it is, I don't like to push the TRX up near like an SCX24 can go. Plus, again, you're lower because of how the axle mounts. You don't have the worm gears, so your drive shafts are lower. Obviously, we can go to portals, but I'm not willing to sacrifice steering. So I don't know that Mia's has portals. I don't know how that would work. I hate C-hubs. I hate catching on that crap. It's in a terrible spot for these little guys, you know. So maybe there would be an option out there that I will like a portal, but that would require like almost a completely different setup with the idea of running a portal from the very beginning. It would make this guy probably feel a little bit top heavy. So we are running a really big tire for this thing, but you know, it's freaking killing it, dude. It's so much fun to drive, bro. Oh my gosh. So we didn't really, it's not a very fair battle against the Pro Spec. And I even let Craig, we're coming up on the end of the video, I let Craig win on his home turf. Shout out to the homies. If you know that we've been here like 1,000 times, I've made, you know, gotta be at least 100 videos out here. This is Waterloo, what I used to call 24 heaven. We just ran it so many times. The new place opened up and we've been going over there. So this is an awesome spot. I do love this spot. It was so fun to be back here. We're hitting up Craig's Climbing. So basically this thing just has to have the correct wheelbase. If, you know, for me, I'm long enough if I was a little narrower. I just can't get up in there quite enough on top. But that's right. You know what we do. Rip, tail, flip. The other one was really close.